Hey everybody, it's Jake from Operation Hennessey, and we're at my desk slash work desk slash workbench slash absolute mess. And right now we're going to talk about something that's been going on, and that is Operation Hennessey itself. Basically, when I first started on CGN, just thinking about how do I help this community. I see a great dysfunction on many levels, and working on Parliament Hill, I thought, I can do something useful here. And basically, I kind of dabble with things, invent it, and so forth. And as many of you know, I'm pretty much out there. I can push some buttons, and I don't do it on purpose, but it's like anybody that's new to something that you think is frustrating. You try to work these things out in public, I guess. And so one thing that somebody proposed a while back, a couple people, was that, why don't you take politicians out shooting? And I thought, well, okay, well that's, that's tedious. I don't know if the, finances to do that. It's going to be a lot of work. And I thought, let's let the big organizations handle that kind of thing. They're going to be better at it, because I'm used to lobbyists. Working with many lobbyists of different types for different things, and they're pretty effective overall. Guns are an odd issue, and I realized there's a great dysfunction there, and so basically I've come to the conclusion with, I guess, yourselves that bringing key people out a few at a time to go shooting is possibly the best way to make this happen. And like most other photojournalists, I'm not exactly rich. It's hard enough to get my own ammo to go shooting, let alone pay for 4 other people at once, learning, blowing through different types of ammo, and having enough guns to do it. And Dave or two has helped out on one occasion. Dr. Dre, as I call him, he's helped out twice so far, and the rest of you on Canadian Gun Nuts have kind of answered the call and, given me ammunition, donated funds for some of this, and equipment. And one of the big surprises was True North Arms has come forward and said, hey, we're going to help you out here. Why don't we help you build an AR upper? And you can show them what an AR is all about and teach them about this rifle that seems to be demonized in the public eye. And I thought, yeah, okay, let's do that. And I've shot an AR a couple of times in Afghanistan. You're sleeping next to one all the time. And not yours, of course, if you're a photographer, but somebody else's. And you get to learn about these things. But I really didn't know a ton about them. I knew that they were like, assholes. Everybody seems to have one. And except for me, I'm just an asshole. True North Arms said, hey, what about a red AR? If you're going to be taking like liberals out shooting, what about a red AR? So they came through, and this is beautiful. I didn't expect this, but like the key mod on this thing is stunning. And Zach is the one at True North Arms that said, hey, let's do this. So we have a DPMS upper with the bolt carrier and bolt. This is an NEA barrel. It's a 14-inch NEA barrel. This is 7.62 by 39, and sent over a flash hider and all the parts for the lower. Fantastic, like all this stuff. You get the nice logo on the side here, and we have a Daniel Defense grip. Has this cool screw-on piece. Now, I've never put one of these together, and I was going to get Daver to help me out, but Dave's kind of busy, and so I'm like, I'm going to do this myself. I work on my own cars and work on stereo equipment and whatever. So I'm gonna see if I can tackle this myself, and it went pretty well. No snags. I put it together and went out shooting, as you're gonna see in the next upcoming video. And the only problem is that all of a sudden it went from working awesome to not working awesome, and I couldn't figure it out. I cleaned it where I was using cheap Russian ammo. I thought maybe it got clogged up, and everybody's trying to figure this out. Now, the lower that I used was from an old C7. It was a mint shape, but it's like, this was a rifle from back in the 80s with a fixed stock and different buffer spring. And I thought, okay, well maybe because there's less pressure coming out of a 7.62, that this is short stroking for some reason, and I couldn't figure it out. And what it was is the gas key. I'm going to show you here. Give me a second. This part, the gas key, was loose. I thought I torqued it tight enough, but I think I was just, being cautious. I talked to Ryan Harriman down at SFRC, and he said, "Well, did you stake it?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's not a vampire." He goes, "No. You're supposed to hammer these things or something, or punch her down hard and then torque it." I was like, "Well, I didn't do that at all. I don't know enough about that." So I went and looked at it, and sure enough, these two bolts here had come loose enough to took a whole full turn to torque it back down again. It was definitely loose. It was just bleeding gas off, and it wasn't functioning right. And I think that's the issue, pretty much. I looked at the gas tube; it looked fine. The feed ramps didn't have an issue feeding, that's for sure. But it was definitely a favorite. Everybody loved this thing. I probably fiddled around with it too much at the range. I should have, kept on shooting other stuff there. But point being is that we're going to see a video right now. This is an awesome gun. True North Arms is so fast for delivery, it's ridiculous. Like they said, if you order on a Wednesday before 3 o'clock or so, it could be at your house in Ottawa from Mississauga. I guess basically the next day, and I was like, come on, there's no way. Whenever I order stuff, it's never on time. Boom, at my house. And then I needed a different flash hider. Boom, it was there the next day. It's really fast, and they have a really good interface. They use Shopify for their commerce interface, and it works really well. I found better than most other places. But so I'd highly recommend that. And the lower is being provided by SFRC. Ryan is helping out with that. So I'm going to be checking that out in the next couple of days. Of course, it takes a while to register these things. My only advice would be if you get into ARs, buy 4 or 5 lowers and buy a couple of different uppers, that you want in different calibers and stuff, and have somebody who's experienced building these things give you a hand doing it. But pretty much you can do it yourself if you pay attention and give a damn about it. But yeah, let's watch this video and we'll go from there. Great gun, great shooting. I think it's the perfect caliber personally, and everybody else just ate it up. They said this is their favorite gun. They're all bedazzled by it. All right, here we go.
Here. I'm recording.
So this is the Liberal AR in a Liberal Party Red, 14-inch NEA barrel, 7.62 by 39 rounds in it, and this is one of the first firings of it. So we'll see how this works.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's about.
We're right on line with it. Pick up my upper
They're about 9. But they're very, very well. These are very, very well made as well.
Pretty awesome. Thanks to True North Arms. We got this thing at a great price, and we're shooting it today. We're having a lot of fun with it. Fantastic rifle.
They make a lot.
Works as advertised.